You're a US diplomat. You wake up in your hotel room with intense pressure in your skull. A high-pitched screech fills your ears. You stagger to your feet. Your vision blurs. You can't keep your balance. And then, it's gone. This isn't a thriller, it's a real-world phenomenon. A modern mystery known as the Havana Syndrome. And no one can say for sure what's causing it. Is it a foreign weapon, a psychological event, or something even more terrifying? Let's get into it. It began in Havana, Cuba, late 2016. American and Canadian diplomats started experiencing strange symptoms: headaches, nausea, hearing loss, and an intense pressure in their heads. Some said they heard a loud noise like insects buzzing. Others said it felt like their brains were under attack. Many were evacuated, some were permanently affected, and then, it started happening elsewhere. Similar reports began coming in from around the world. China, Russia, Germany, Austria, Colombia, India, even Washington, D.C., dozens of American personnel, some of them CIA officers, all describing eerily similar experiences. And in many cases, the victims were alone when it happened. No visible attacker, no trace of a device, no witnesses, only symptoms. The symptoms ranged from discomfort to life-changing damage, memory loss, cognitive decline, sleep problems, vision and hearing changes, even signs of brain injury visible in MRI scans. And it wasn't just one or two people, it was hundreds. If it wasn't an attack, then what was it? The leading theory? A directed energy weapon, specifically microwave-based. Some scientists believe a high-frequency energy beam could disrupt the brain's functions, and under the right conditions even damage tissue. Another theory? Ultrasonic weapons, using sound to overload the inner ear and nervous system. Others think it could be a combination of surveillance tech gone wrong, or a targeted psychological operation. But there's another side to this story. In 2022, the US intelligence community issued a controversial statement. They claimed that most Havana Syndrome cases were likely caused by stress, pre-existing conditions, or environmental factors. In short, they suggested it might be psychosomatic. A mass delusion, a powerful claim, especially given that many of the victims were trained intelligence agents, some with years of experience in high-stress environments. Not the kind of people who panic easily. So what do you believe? Let's rewind to the Cold War. The Soviets used a real technique, bombarding the US embassy in Moscow with microwave radiation. It was called the Moscow signal. It's well documented, and it lasted for decades. So if that was real, why couldn't Havana Syndrome be the modern version, a more advanced, more targeted version? Some former CIA operatives say this is no accident. They believe they were targeted, and they weren't the only ones. One agent reported being hit in multiple countries, always the same symptoms, always under suspicious circumstances. Some victims noticed strange vehicles nearby, others were followed just before the attacks occurred. Coincidence or surveillance? Now comes the deeper question. If this is real, why would governments downplay it? Simple. Because acknowledging that a hostile power has deployed a new kind of weapon, one that can't be traced, stopped, or even detected, would cause a global crisis. It would force retaliation, it would change everything, so maybe, just maybe, it's easier to deny it than confront it. Despite public skepticism, the United States passed the Havana Act. It provides financial compensation for victims. That alone is an admission, an acknowledgement that something serious happened. But still, no weapon has been found. No one has been caught, no hard evidence has ever surfaced, and yet, the cases continue. So we're left with questions. Is the Havana Syndrome real? If so, what is it, who's behind it, and what does it mean for the future of global espionage? If it's not real, then how do we explain the physical damage, the brain scans, the long-term health effects? Why are intelligence officers still reporting new incidents, and why can't anyone agree on what's really happening? The Havana Syndrome might be one of the greatest unsolved modern mysteries. A case where medicine, politics, and covert warfare collide. It could be the beginning of a new kind of invisible battle, or the biggest psychological illusion of the 21st century, and you have to wonder, if someone figured out how to attack the human brain, without a trace, what else might be possible? Drop your theory in the comments. Do you think it's a weapon? Or a delusion? What's your take? If this story grabbed you, hit like, subscribe, and share. We cover modern mysteries, hidden histories, and strange science every week. Thanks for watching, and stay sharp, because the world isn't always what it seems.